Okay, we are going. I'm gonna double check that audio's good. Good. Okay. I don't know why I felt like that was gonna be weird. Greetings, weary travelers. Welcome back. Get out of here. Welcome back to the Reaction Sleepover. This is the series where we get hair in our mouths and also get cozy and react to stuff. One of these stories someone sent me a year ago. Okay, listen, I got them confused with someone else, and then I realized that I didn't read it. I'm so sorry. I am a scrub of a human, and I'm going to redeem myself by reading it today. We have a batch of stories about different things, and we're gonna read them and have fun, and, you know, do as we do. So remember to grab your cozies and snackies, and let's head on into it. And we will start with, my mother-in-law hated my wedding reception dress, and my fiancé didn't stand up for me. Said yes to the dress though. That's cool. So, when I found my wedding reception dress, my mother-in-law and brother-in-law's wife asked me if they can see it. Once my mother-in-law saw the dress, she became so irritated and emotional about how she didn't like it because the chest area of the dress. What about it, ma'am? Are you going to be wearing it? No?
I didn't think so.
Like, why are you so concerned about what I'm wearing? If I'm happy, why doesn't that matter? It is so odd to me. My fiance who was there kept saying how we will make changes to the dress to make her happy. Dearest. What do you mean? Why? She's not wearing it. I'm wearing it. That is so unfortunate that people get so, like, they only care about what their parents think to the point that they're actively, like, hurting their future spouse's, like, feelings, and something that does not involve the mother, nor should it. It's okay if mothers and mother-in-laws want to help with the dress finding process, but they can't dictate it. Excuse me, that's not how this works. Gotta love red flags. They're everywhere. She's singing as she's walking out the door. Goodbye, everyone! I shall not participate in this tomfoolery. Like, yes, help the bride pick her dress and dresses, you know, wedding reception dress as well. But that's all you're doing. You're helping. You are not deciding. And you're not helping, fiancé. I tried my hardest to be respectful, but I was livid. But I was so disappointed and angry that I have to make someone else happy by wearing a dress they approve of on my wedding day. Nay! Where doth the audacity come from, madam? That is just so odd. How do you become so entitled to someone else's decisions on their wedding day? Like,
No, stop it. Stop. Desist.
my brother-in-law's wife messaged me the next day to remind me that it was my day, but never got the same message from my then fiance. At least someone here is thinking of like, oh, maybe this is her day. Maybe it's up to her. Thank you for being sane. But never got the message from your fiance. Ah! Why would you not be in favor for what your fiance wants on their day? I'm dying inside. It's great, because yes, family is very important. Like, the whole point is joining families. But like, it's not your wedding though. He just cared about not upsetting his mom and making her happy at the time. As long as they're not being unreasonable.
What's wrong with supporting your fiancé?
The utter buffoonery. It's just so sad too, because it's like, someone gets so wound up in only making their parents happy that they are completely discarding how their fiance feels. Don't do that. This guy seems to have some issues with probably some people pleasing. I get that. That must be hard. But my guy, this is the time to stand up for your fiance, because your mother is being very rude. Please don't allow that behavior.
Don't pass go!
Although I don't feel like I should defend the dress because it was my wedding, but I digress. But for context, the dress is long sleeve, long, and the only part that's sexy is the V-cut not even that low. Am I wrong for getting angry? No! When it sounds like you tried your best to remain civil about it, even though the blood was boiling under the surface. For which I am proud of you, because like, what a dumbfounding situation to be in. I'm sorry you had to go through that. And if your fiance is like so easily taking his mother's side in something that is not about her, I'd be concerned at how often he does that with other things. Boundaries, man! This one is a submission by one of you guys. If you have a story you want to submit, you can email me or go to the link in the description to fill out a Google form. Give me about anything. We tell lots of stories here. That's what the sleepover is all about. Makes me very happy when I see submissions. Thank you. Alright, this one's by Kittypup. And the title is Karen's Son at the Doctor Office. Lovely. I was at the heart doctor's office waiting for a very long time. I told the heart doctor something wasn't right. We were all patiently waiting and being entertained by a lovely gentleman named Saul. He was a hoot. I love that word. You are a hoot. The husband of one of the ladies waiting came stomping in and asked her if she's been back yet. She said no, and he snorted and stomped back out. When you almost die for a joke. Bye, Monsieur Piggy. I've mentioned in videos before that like whenever I read descriptions like that, like he snorted and stomped back out, I just imagine the most like caricature, like exaggerated thing ever. Like like he snorts so loud that people in France can hear him, and after each stomp there's like plants jumping up. Someone playing a tuba following him going bwomp 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 bwomp. It's like, Jerry, I told you to stop doing that. Jerry waits a second as he goes out the door and then continues quietly. We waited some more and he stomped back in, complaining, and sat right next to me. You're just like,
Don't make any sudden movements. He smells fear.
That's what Jerry tells you. Then he said this, my hand to God, he said this. If my mother was here, all of these people would be fired. Doctors, nurses, office staff. I'm sorry, what did they do? You're upset that they haven't seen your wife yet? You know you're not the only people on the planet, right? Lots of people need help, pretty much all the time. Those doctors and nurses and office staff are probably so overworked and they are doing their best. So sit down and be patient. Thank you. Oh, it's so annoying when people mistreat like healthcare workers, retail workers, like those are human beings.
Desist,
or I'll come chase you with a tuba. It's worst fear. You know, one time in college, someone put a tuba case on me. You could only see my little feet sticking out. It was very warm in there. I probably could have even been carried in that thing, which would be cool. Anytime I enter anywhere, I'm in the tuba case as someone's carrying me. I have arrived! The doctor was the boss of all of these people, and he can't get fired from his own practice. I want to talk to your boss. I am the boss. You ever seen like videos or something where people are like, I don't believe you. You're like, what? Okay, I am though. I'm not gonna fire it myself. I can fire you. Dude was clearly mid-60s. I tried to cut the cringe. With an, is your mother named Karen? He said, no, why? I said, just curious. Just curious. It was all old people, so nobody caught my reference. Just crickets. Jerry plays. Like, I didn't ask for that. His wife said, go wait in the car. He did. Sadly. Oh, his poor wife. That must have been embarrassing. Nobody laughed and clapped, but they said it with their eyes. Everyone collectively takes a deep breath. We're free! Ugh. Anyone who, like, mistreats any kind of staff like that, like, in food service, too. It's like, really? Really? They are human beings, my guy. How about you not? Like, someone must be suffering deeply with something if they're treating other people like that.
Go to therapy, please.
Now we're going to finish off with the one I forgot to read far too long ago. Alright, am I the a-hole? I like the "the" in there. Back in 2018, I worked for Home Depot as a cashier. Everyone hated being in the garden section, especially in summertime in San Bernardino, California. California. Where's that? It's the mirror universe of California. San Bernardino, California. Got it. Amanda can't read. When the temperature hits 101 but feels like 120 degrees, just all the water immediately evaporates from my body. I'm a raisin! Because you get a small box fan and very little water for your whole shift. While standing in a metal box? Are they trying to cook you? The water's just in there for a little steaming to make you nice and juicy. The managers used to hassle you every single day about getting people to sign up for credit cards. Ooh, this is one that got me so bad when I worked in retail. Oh my goodness, the credit cards? The stupid credit cards? I hated doing that. That was like one of the things I genuinely hated with every fiber of my being. Like, essentially trying to purposefully scam people. And my managers would always get on my case about it, and it was always this thing, and because I'm always such a people pleaser, it would stress me out so much because I didn't do enough, because I didn't want to, but then I'd feel bad. Ugh, the flashbacks. Just unearthed a hatred I repressed. The more you get, the more hours you get the following week, plus a paid extra lunch. Oh, great. No, no benefits, but I get extra lunch. Healthcare?
You get extra bread, dear peasant.
At the time, I was a full-time online college student and taking care of my grandfather. I ended up getting a call from my twin sister saying he fell and broke his hip. No! I told my manager I needed to leave because my grandfather was in the hospital, and she told me that I could go only if I got 10 credit cards. Oh, I hate that. You've got to be kidding me. That rage. That is so dumb. Literally an emergency is happening and you're like, if you get 10 more credit cards, if you scam 10 more people. I'm particularly mad about this because of how stupid these credit card things are. And the fact that a manager is using that against you. You're lucky if you got 2 in a 4-hour shift. Yeah, 10? Dude, I could maybe get 1 in like 3 days combined. Because it felt like so disingenuous. Like I'd have to like shill out this stupid credit card that I literally did not care about. In fact, did not want to advocate for. Oh my gosh. And they told you have to get 10. I was beyond pissed and told my twin I'll be there after my shift, and she told me, why don't you just quit? I told her I'm going to teach my manager a lesson and that she pissed off the wrong B word because I'm petty as F. And how can you treat people like that? The day was the last day of our sales ad, stated that if you applied and got approved for a credit card and spend $250, you got a free Google Home Mini, either white or black, valued around $75 to $100. This is in super tiny letters, and the managers pulled out all the sales ads off the floor, but not in the garden section.
Not in the garden section.
Where I shall hatch my plan. I had 3 hours left in my shift, and I told every single customer for the next 3 hours that if you checked out with me, you get a free Google Mini when you apply for a credit card. And a couple of customers were confused because they were told at the front that the promotion ended already. And I showed them, nope, but today is the last day and I'm the only cashier who is still honoring the promotion. Before long, I had a long line of customers who wanted this deal. No way. To get the Google Minis, I had to call another employee who works inside the store to grab them since they were locked in the front case. I told the person who answered that I need 3 white and 4 black, and they said because they're expensive, you have to call every single time the transaction was complete. For the first hour, I called back to back 20 times for the Google Minis to be sent to the garden. My manager got annoyed and told me to send the customers to the front. So that's exactly what I did. After 20 more minutes, my manager sends me another cashier to help with the flow of traffic. Yeah, because it sounds like there's a lot of people. I told the other cashier what I was doing, so he laughed and was glad to join in. Oh, what a good friend. What a good coworker friend. He's like, revenge against our manager? Sublime. How can I help? My manager went on her hour lunch, and when she came back, it was time for the garden to be closed down and me and the other cashier to clock out for the night. Before leaving, the police arrived, and I was told I was getting arrested for stealing about $5,000 in Google Minis. Oh dear. My manager was smiling, and then I smiled and started laughing, which made her very confused. I'm probably very concerned. So I told the police I didn't steal anything, and all my sales were done legally. Malicious compliance. I was doing great customer service and followed the sales ad that we had in the garden. My manager stopped smiling and said, "What sales ad?" So I handed the police the ad and the sales promotion and told them I got 60 credit cards in 3 hours. I don't understand why my manager would be upset or accuse me of stealing for me doing what she asked me to do. This is so extra. Oh my gosh. Then I started fake crying and told police about my grandfather's situation, how I'm one of his caregivers, and how my manager told me that I could only go when I got 10 credit cards, but then changed her mind and wouldn't let me leave because customers are more important than my personal situation. Man, if that's true, that sucks. Later, they changed their mind and wouldn't let you leave at all.
Oh, you stink butt.
With my dumb luck, 2 of the higher-ups were in the store when I was talking to police and heard what I said. Oh dear. They apologized to me and gave me a whole week of paid time off. From a retail job? And when I returned to the store at 4 a.m., my manager had to give me a full-on apology. She was pissed because she had to go through further training and give me a face-to-face apology in front of one of the higher-ups. It's like getting a toddler to apologize to another kid. Ugh, I love it. I told her thank you for the apology, but unfortunately I don't expect it because as of right now, I quit. Good for you, honestly. Retail sucks. I refuse to have my hours cut and be treated poorly for the incident that took place. My grandfather depends on my paychecks. Both my manager and the higher-up said, but you're supposed to open the store in 2 hours, and I told them my personal situation is much more important than customers. You understand, right? I smiled and walked away. I hope you're able to figure out another job quickly. For those of you who are wondering, after I quit, every time I went into Home Depot, my ex-coworkers would tell me that I'm an a-hole for not doing my shift that morning and not giving the company a 2 weeks notice. I said, it is what it is. I'm sorry that it affected them, but nobody cared when I had a family emergency and how it hurt me. Oh, did it extend to your other coworkers? That sucks. Especially since I was always covering other people's shifts to have extra money in my checks. Am I the a-hole? When it comes to the coworkers, like, feeling frustrated that someone quit abruptly, I think that's valid. But at the same time, kind of like what you said, it is what it is. Hopefully they were able to figure it out quickly and, just move on with your day, Because at the end of the day, like, that's all you can do. So I guess my verdict is, like, perhaps a little, but I'm sure they figured it out. Could be worse, At the same time, though, if it's true that no one seemed to care about your emergency situation, and it's like, sure, they're your coworkers, they don't have to be like your friend, but like, I mean, if I heard a coworker of mine like had a family emergency, I would want to support them, Is that just me? I mean, when it comes to the job itself, you didn't do anything wrong. In fact, you went above and beyond what they asked you to do. Out of pettiness, but still. Also, if anyone was wondering, my grandfather recovered nicely, ended up living to be 90 years old, and passed away from natural causes in August of 2020. I am really glad to hear that. Thanks for sharing that, especially after a scary moment like that. Update, I replied to Home Depot in 2022, but in a different location, just to see what I would get told, face-to-face interview, and I was told I was blacklisted until 2023. Both, I'm sorry to hear that, and also, that's pretty funny. So why did they blacklist you? Because, I mean, you didn't technically do anything wrong, right? So I'm curious of how they were able to blacklist you. I mean, certain people in certain positions of power can do pretty much whatever they want. So depending on who the higher-ups were, they were probably able to just do that because they didn't like you. But yeah, as for the coworkers, it's like, yeah, that would suck. Like, having to figure that out quickly if someone, like, abruptly quits. Like, I feel for that. That would be rough. At the end of the day, I'm sure they figured it out. It's absolutely fine to acknowledge when you've had a really bad day. And then you move on to the next one. Each day is a new day. So, thank you to all those who let me read their stories. That was fun. As always, if you have any thoughts to share, please do so in the comment section. I hope you're doing well, but if not, I hope this video has brightened your day at least a little bit. As always, thank you for being here. I really appreciate you guys coming and supporting these videos because I enjoy making them and hanging out with you. And again, of course, if you have any stories you would like to share, it could be about anything, you can either email me or go down in the description and fill out the Google form. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, go be good humans, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!